All right. I think this is going to be a lot better. Uh, I'm going to make sure that I can see this on my phone. Oh, yeah. There we go. We're live. Okay, while I'm waiting for everyone to get on, I'm going to tell you what happened. I had to restart this live stream because it was blurry and my speech was all messed up. You couldn't understand it. And so what I did is I'm very, very computer savvy. I'm smart. I'm very tech-minded. So I put my super skills to work, and I looked, and my Wi-Fi wasn't plugged in. So my fault, my bad. But everyone's back, so we have a really good live stream because I'm going to give you some meat and gravy on this Hodgdon's HI-SKOR 700X. I'm going to help you to understand the powder. I'm just going to share with you what I've found with this powder. I'm also going to show you how you can calculate how many rounds you can get out of, well, I'm going to turn these around, so I'll make this a lot easier. There, how's that? So if you're looking at any particular powder on the store shelf, you want to know how many rounds you can get out of it, I'll show you how to calculate that on a 1 pound, and I'll show you how to calculate that on an 8 pound. Okay. So first off, we got a lot on. It's good to see everybody. I see we have 15 on. It's going to be a great live stream. Let's go ahead and kick this off. I'm going to call all of you out because you're so awesome. I want everybody to type 700X. 700X. As we do live streams on powder, I want you to lock it into your mind. So you're kind of building a catalog of powders in your mind. You understand the powders. So, okay, I can't help the unclear. So here we go. We got Kevin Culp is in the house. Old Ironhead is in the house. We got Merton Siliker's in the house. Marty Mac 63, Big Russell, Sasquatch 7 Foot, Critter 9A. Yes, Critter says it's very good stuff. Curtis Long is in the house. Lenny Lavoie is in the house. This is great. We got a great bunch on today. And there will be more. I'll call them off as I kind of see them pop up. So we're going to talk about powder, a little bit about powder. And you always want to understand powder. Don't let powder be a mystery. Okay. Don't let that be so. Okay. Harold Farmer's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. So first off, I'm going to start out showing everybody how to calculate how many rounds of powder you're going to get out of a particular jug of powder. It doesn't matter what powder it is and how much you're metering per charge. Okay. So first, what we're going to do, we're gonna do this on a 1 pound jug, and this is really easy to do. The first thing you need to understand. Yeah, we got the reloader dude is back in the house. Reloader dude. Hey, reloader dude, you're blocking my face. Yeah, he always gets the edge on me every time. Okay, and we got Mark Stock in the house. He likes 700X. I like it. Okay, so the first thing you got to understand with powder, for every pound of powder, there's 7,000 grains. So we have 1 pound of powder. That's equivalent to 7,000 grains. So for 1 pound of powder, put 7,000 into your calculator. All right. And now you're going to divide into that 7,000 the charge weight for a particular load. So as an example, I'm loading for 9mm, and I'm running a load of 3.9. So I'm going to divide 7,000 by 3.9, and that's going to get me 1,700. Is that right? No, that's not right. Hang on. Wow. My calculator's retarded. That is not right. Hang on. Oh, I'm such a dork. Hang on. Okay, so we're going to take 7,000, and I'm going to divide it by 3.9. And I get 1,794 rounds out of this 1 pound canister of 700X. Okay, so let's just round that to 1,800. Okay, can we, just for ease here? So now let's figure out how much more I get out of this 700X than I do for unique. So on my unique, I normally run at 5.2. Okay. I get 1,346 rounds of powder out of this. The difference would be I get 450 more rounds out of a 1 pound canister of 700X than I would unique. Now, let's figure the 8 pound, okay? I don't know what's wrong with the picture. Hang on, let me see if I can figure it out. I think we'll just end it here, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I got my Wi-Fi hooked up, you know, and so I apologize. So let me see if I can put something together for tomorrow. It's an easy live stream, but right now it's kind of rainy outside. It's kind of not the best weather, so I think that's what's getting us down. Okay, Mark does have a question. I think he really likes the 700X. I am using a 120. Let me get it. Right there, buddy. That's the only bullet I've used with it so far. I really like it. This is by Accurate Outdoors. 124 grain round nose plated bullet. Just let me tell you this before I log off here. I'm going to try and restrike this up tomorrow. Maybe the weather will be a little better. No, I'm not messing with my router, okay? So there is lots of 700X. I'm seeing it everywhere. What I really like about this 700X is when I'm running my unique, when I start getting much under 5 grains of powder, my cases are dirty. Unique is a dirty powder, it really is. This, I'm running 3.9, just over 1,000 feet per second. My cases, they look pretty good. They're not bad at all. All I want out of this is trigger time. So the more shooting I can do per a pound, a 1 pound jug or an 8 pound, the better off I am. I just want my practice time, and I want my money to go as far as possible. I've talked to some guys in other parts of the United States, and I've asked them how the price compares from this 700X to unique. It's comparable, and same in my area. In my area, I know what I paid for this. I looked on an old store tag, store shelf tag, and what the unique is. It's right about the same. But I'm getting so many more rounds with this 700X over the unique, and it's cleaner burning, more efficient that way. Cleaning my pistols. If you click in the link below, you'll see a video where I shot my new Springfield XD. It's my subcompact, little 3-inch. That's another thing. I really wanted to put this to the test, so I shot it through my little 3-inch semi-auto pistol. Go watch the video, and I also shot through the 5-inch 1911. Just bang, 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 bang all day long. It really is a good performer. Okay. Oh, it did clear up. Oh, okay, good, good. It's the weather outside, so I'll just keep working through this. So I don't want to waste anyone's time. I really don't. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the 700X itself, and you know, what's it about, the history. So I'm going to do a little reading. I'm sorry I'll be looking down a little bit, but I'm gonna read to you a little bit about this 700X, and you're going to learn something a little bit about history. Okay, so this is what the gist of this is. It says, although DuPont's HI-SKOR 700X is probably best known as a fast-burning flake powder for 12-gauge skeet and trap loads, it nevertheless has enough versatility to find effective application in some other gauges, plus handgun cartridges and cast bullet rifle loads. In my own opinion, it is often sadly overlooked for the latter uses, a subject I'll detail shortly. HI-SKOR 7X is a DuPont double base porous powder, meaning it has both nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Now I'm going to read a little history on this for you. This is talking about both the 700X and the 800X. This isn't a magnum powder, just like unique. Unique isn't a magnum powder. It really isn't. So I'll go back to that article in just a second. In a minute, I'm going to tell you all the calibers that you can load with this for handgun. To understand IMR's HI-SKOR 700X and 800X powders, we need to step back in time. So now we're going back in time, and we're going to look at this powder over the years. In 1912, closing in on a century now, the U.S. government broke up the giant DuPont powder empire to create a more competitive environment. So DuPont, they controlled it back in the day. They got broke up by the government so it could be more competitive. All right. When they say be more competitive, they mean, I'm just telling you, the government broke it up for more opportunity for other companies. Okay. Think of it in, okay, Jason Treewin right here. This is Propellant Profiles, and this is the 6th edition. It has every powder, pretty much every powder that we have common to us today, other than the newest on the market. Okay. In that breakup, a new company, the Hercules Powder Company, was created to manufacture and distribute double base powders. The Atlas Powder Company was formed to operate the explosive side of things. DuPont retained a single base powder market. From that point on, things continued apace, with many powders being discontinued and others introduced. Even back then, they discontinued powders. They came up with new powders. No different today. Okay. You will find that when we get rid of a powder today and they have another one, it's normally more efficient and cleaner burning. Okay. And may serve more uses. So in carrying on, okay, from that point on, things continue apace, with many powders being discontinued and others introduced. Philip Sharp, in his masterful work, A Complete Guide to Hand Loading, noted, okay, this is a book by Philip Sharp. It's The Complete Guide to Hand Loading. My dad had this book. My dad had pretty much every book ever wrote, and when he passed away, his book and all his reloading stuff disappeared with other family members. I didn't get it. But if you Google Philip Sharp, spelled S-H-A-R-P-E, Complete Guide to Hand Loading. Can someone tell me what that book costs right now? Complete Guide to Hand Loading by Philip Sharp. Who can tell me what that book goes for? If you could get that book, it's a great book, okay? I remember it. Okay, so Philip Sharp, he noted, of the entire DuPont line manufactured at the close of the First World War, not one type is being made in the post-World War II era. In 1961, DuPont decided to expand its line by adding a new shot shell target powder. It was called HI-SKOR. So now they got just the HI-SKOR, all right? I bought that book for 75. Exactly. It's like in the 60s to 80s. Some of them go over 100 if they're really nice. And that book went back into the early 1900s. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I'm going back to this. The familiar DuPont metal canister held 8 ounces. It was also available in 10-ounce drums. HI-SKOR was a single base powder of flake type, having a single perforation, making each granule look like a miniature washer. It was greenish gray in color. While HI-SKOR was indeed a target powder, inappropriate for heavy hunting loads, it was fairly versatile, with load data developed for, okay, shotguns, blah, blah, blah. Shortly thereafter, DuPont introduced HI-SKOR pistol powder. It was reported that the 2 HI-SKOR powders were the same except for the packaging, which were now labeled HI-SKOR shot shell powder and HI-SKOR pistol powder. Now kind of moving on. All right, I'll keep going. HI-SKOR shotgun powder and HI-SKOR pistol powder. Okay, Dean Grinnell, before his retirement as editor of Gun World magazine, wrote in Handloader's Digest, 3rd edition, 1966, that he had samples of each on hand, and there was at least a difference in color, with the shot shell powder being a greenish gray, while the piston powder was a medium gray. So what he's saying is, in the beginning, the DuPont HI-SKOR powders, one was a shotgun, one was a pistol. They were not the same. The colors were different. Okay. In the same publication, Grinnell noted a new DuPont shot shell powder, HI-SKOR 700X. That brings us to this powder. In a way, because back then when it went to this powder, it was DuPont. Now, through everything that's transpired, Hodgdon has it. So now Hodgdon has this powder. HI-SKOR 700X is DuPont's only double base porous powder, meaning it has blah, blah, blah. HI-SKOR is a grayish flake powder, lightly sprinkled with a few white particles. When you put this into your powder measure, I swear, I saw this little white piece in there, and it looked like one of those little, you know, like if you have, what do they call those? Little worms that get in your flour and your cereal, weevils, is that what they call them? That's what it looks like, but it's to help identify it. It's an identifier. So you'll see those inside the powder. Okay, it's got a low density. Some guys, when I say don't let powder be a mystery, some guys don't understand low density. When I was looking at this on the shelf, one of the things I wanted to know was its low density. You can't open it and look at it. Okay, I'm going to teach you something here. In the local gun shop, you can't break it open and look at it to see what it actually looks like. But we have a way that can tell us about what it is, and that's its density. How dense is it? So low density, the definition of, well, the definition, let me see if I can get the definition. Hang on. I can tell you what it is, but let me give you the correct definition. Load density is a calculation of case capacity versus powder bulk density. Case capacity is measured by taking a piece of fired brass, filling it with water, and then loading a bullet into the case neck and testing. Okay, so, and you can read that in Nosler. So bulk density, what's the bulkness of a powder you're looking at? The larger the bulk density, the bigger the granule of powder. The smaller the bulk density, the finer that powder is going to be. Because we're comparing it to water. Think of a glass of water or a piece of brass with water. It's dense. There ain't no oxygen in there. We've got water, baby, right? So to speak, there's no oxygen in there. But when we compare powder to that, it's kind of like, think of it this way. You can have a bunch of logs in the back of your truck, but the smaller you chop those logs up, the more you're going to feel the bed. It's a different load density. You get that powder fine enough and you start stacking it in that bed and compressing it, man, you really got some wood in there, okay? And that's a very vague, that's a vague example, okay? Don't analyze that too far, okay? Because you know, sawdust and water and powder, 3 different things here. But this is what you have to look at. The larger the load density, the more you're going to fill that case. The less the load density, the less you're going to fill the case. The less load density means you're going to have more powder migration. Randall, that's perfect. It's like filling a bucket with big rocks or small rocks. That is so perfect. See, he should be in my seat. He thinks outside of the rock box. Here, okay, now that's awesome. That's perfect. And I'm going to steal that for future live streams, brother. You help me out. So, so now think of this. We have a thing called powder migration. That's when the powder moves in the cartridge case. Think about your pistol. And for a moment, let's use 45 Colt, a big old revolver. It's a big case, and you're carrying your pistol in your holster. All the powder is down on the base of the case. You pull it up to shoot it, and now the powder is kind of up against the base and kind of lengthways in the case. Now you pull the trigger, due to recoil, all the powder goes back against the primer. So every one of those scenarios, we had primer or powder in different positions based on how we're moving that gun. So that means you're going to have inconsistencies in burn rate. And inconsistencies in burn rate will mean you have inconsistencies in internal case pressure. And it's that case pressure that's going to dictate your accuracy. So if you've got this migration going on, that's not really a good thing. So what you want is you want to fill the case. Now, I got some really good news for progressive loaders, guys on the Dillons, guys on the Hornadies. This is going to make a reloader dude so freaking happy. He's going to love this. Okay, so we want to be able to fill the case. But I just said I want to get as many trigger pulls out of this as I can. So I like to reduce my charge. I want to pull it back a little bit. I want to pull it back as far as I can while I'm still getting good performance. My cases aren't overly dirty, and I have accuracy, okay? I can run this powder down to 3.9. On my load data here, okay. On this particular 115 grain bullet that I'm looking at here, I've only ran the 124, but next I'm going to rock and roll through the 115, and I have a pretty good idea how it's going to run out. The lowest I can run is 3.8. So I ran it to 3.9, and I even tried some 3.7s. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad, right? That to the 124 grains. I'm going to hold it at 3.9. That's where I want to be. I don't want to take this powder and go too low. At 3.9, I'm getting good performance. Okay, Chico wise, right now I'm seeing 700X in a lot of places. I got 2 4-more-pound jugs over here at Sportsman's. The problem is I don't see it on Hodgdon's site, so I'm going to reach out to Hodgdon. I'm going to shoot Chris Hodgdon an email, and I'm just going to ask him, you know, are you guys, what, I don't see this on your website. What's up with it? Due to COVID, there's a lot of things that companies aren't making, and they're temporarily pulling them. So I kind of wonder if this is it. And unfortunately, due to COVID, when companies pull products, they might not bring them back because it takes a lot of money to get products re-going again. Lots of money in production and advertisement. So anyway, back to this. So this is the good news I'm going to tell the reloaders. You can run this charge down pretty good and still have a case that ejects clean, performs strong, So this means on your progressive loader, you're going to have less powder spill on your plate. I haven't run it yet on my Dylan, but this is something really nice. Now, another thing I want to tell you, the bulk density of this is 0.5. The bulk density of Unique is 0.68. That doesn't sound like a lot in your mind, but you just think about those numbers based off a minuscule measurement. That's huge. From 0.5 to 0.68. Wouldn't you like to get a raise tomorrow from your job from that kind of a raise? That's pretty good, right? So Unique is a bit larger. Unique can be stubborn to meter. You know, if I'm shooting for 5.2 off of, this is really good news here. Here you go. If I'm going for 5.2 off of my, off of whatever powder measure you want to call it, whether it's my Dillon, my Redding, my Lee, whatever you might have, you can see a spread of say 4.8 to 5.4, 5.5. That's kind of how Unique is. A lot of guys worry about that, but Unique is really forgiving. It's a shotgun powder. It's not like if you're 4/10 over, you're going to blow the gun up. It's unique that way. Well, this is a bit smaller, and I would say, like, out of running a 3.9 charge, I'm getting say 3.7 to 4.2, maybe a 3.6 to a 4.3. So in a way, it meters very similar to Unique with a little narrower window. I haven't worked with it enough to be 100% on this, but that's just the numbers that I'm seeing running off of this. That's why I'm not going too much under 3.9, because I don't want to drop under my min. You really do want to watch that. Yeah, I think you ought to buy some, Walter. It's going to be the same price range as Unique, but you're going to get more out of it. Okay, for those that are on here, let's see how many more rounds I'm going to get out of a 8-pound jug versus of 7X versus an 8-pound jug of Unique. Okay, let's do the Unique first. Unique, we take 8 pounds, we divide it by 7,000. That gives us, no, we times it. 8 times 7,000. That gives us 56,000 grains. So on my Unique, which I'm running 5.2, if I divide that by 5.2, I get 10,770. Okay, 10,077, 770. If I take that same 56,000 and I divide it by 3.9, I get 14,358. So if I minus 10,770, I get 3,589 more rounds out of this than I do Unique. That's huge. Guys, that's like 10 more boxes of bullets per 8 pounds. That's like 7.17 more 500 round boxes of bullets per 8 pounds. You're getting a lot more shooting for the same money. You wouldn't have to ask me twice. And it burns clean. Well, a lot cleaner than Unique. Okay. Now here's another thing. I ran the whole gamut. I ran from the min charge to the maxes, and I pushed the max. Bang, 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 bang. And all through my min and maxes. Okay, here's something. From my min to my maxes, all my cases ejected in the same spot. It's just is a great performing powder. Now, it is not a magnum powder. It's not something you're going to go doing anything powerful with. We're only talking trigger time, but hey, it would work. It's all you have for self-defense. Bang, 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 right? And another thing, let me get the load data for the 124 grain. 124 grain, I can run that all the way up to 1,150 feet per second. That's pretty doggone good. 1,150 feet per second. That would be 4.7 grains of this 700X. Okay. Well, now let's do this with the 700X. Let me tell you how many rounds if you want to run it at full charge. Okay. You would get almost 11,914 rounds. Hang on. Hang on. I said 4.7. I would get about 900 rounds more than unique if I'm running the max charge of this. I'm still ahead if I'm running max charges. Another thing, based off the low density, it fills the case. So you're stacking that bullet right up on there. It's really nice. So it's kind of versatile that way. On the powder burn rate charge, this is the Hodgdon powder burn rate charge, the HI-SKOR 700X is number 12 on the burn rate chart. Next is Bullseye, and next is Tight Group. This isn't far from Tight Group, okay? Just so you know, 800X is in position 38. It's more, the 800X is more of a slow burning powder. Give you an idea, Hodgdon's 110 is position 63. That's your magnum powder for you. 2400, a Ramshot Enforcer. So this isn't a magnum powder, and by no stretch of the imagination. Now, I want to tell you what pistol calibers you can use this for that I have listed. I have 38 Special, 357 Magnum, 41 Magnum. That should be really interesting. 44 Special, 44 Magnum, 45 ACP, 45 Long Colt. Your rifles, 257 Roberts, 270 Winchester, 280 Remington, 30-30 Winchester. I would love to try. That is totally on my bucket list. That's got to be a kick in the butt. So 30-30 Winchester, 308 Winchester, 30-06 Springfield, 38-55, and I am using it in 9mm. It's a great powder. Just so you know, I'm just going to use this rough number for you. For my 45 auto, I haven't ran through 45 yet. I'm going to save about a grain a round. How much more is that going to get me in my 45 auto. Well, well, okay, 56,000 divided by, okay, for my 45 auto, I'm going to get 9,333 rounds out of this, okay? For unique. Out of this, I'm going to get 11,200. I'm going to get 1,867 more rounds for my 45 auto with this powder over unique, and it's going to burn cleaner. I love this. This is so when I see another 8-pounder of this, I'm just going to grab it. So there you go. You know what? Okay, so this is what I did. Okay, I want you to follow me here. Okay. Okay, folks. I want you to listen to me. I still have all this unique. I got to burn through. But I really wanted to try this out. So what I didn't do is I didn't open this. This is unsealed. But what I did is I went and I bought me a little 1-pounder to have fun with. I'm going to burn through this. But I will not touch this until I'm done with that. If you want to open multiples of 1-pounder, you know, you're going to go through them. But when you're talking the 10-pound keg, they used to be in, they used to, back in the day, they were 10-pound kegs. If you're going to open the 10-pound keg, only open one at a time, okay? I'll see if I can kind of show you this, what it looks like. It's a flake type powder. Can you see the little white speck? It has little white specks in there. It's a powder identifier, okay? By the naked eye, if you, okay, this is 0.5 bulk density, the unique is 0.68. That's huge, but on the naked eye, you're not really going to pick up on that unless you're looking really close. So this is a bit of a powder identifier. So I think it's a great powder. I do want to reach out to someone like Chris Hodgdon and find out, hey, are you going to discontinue this? I don't see it on your website. Look forward. I'm going to do another live stream on this with my 45 auto. That's what I'm going to tackle next is my 45 auto. And I'll report to you. I haven't ran it on my Dillon. I don't do anything on my Dillons until I develop my loads off of my T7s. I like it that way. And I might not run any of these on my Dillons for a while until I just bang through this, you know. But if you want good trigger time, I think the 700X is a great way to go. It seems to be more the same cost effective, but it's more affordable in the way you're gonna get more trigger time. So yeah, okay. I can tell you a little bit about the 800X. So on this Propellant Profiles, it tells you everything about all the powders. It gives you history, what companies owned it, what calibers they started out with, and what they're using now. And there's some powders where you see as it went through the years, they dropped some calibers because back in the day they used them, but really when they reanalyzed it, it really wasn't effective for a particular caliber. So you just got to read through it. It's a great book. But so the 800X on the Hodgdon chart, that was position 38. The newest DuPont canister powder, HI-SKOR 800X, was introduced to hand loaders fairly recently, but it is not a newly developed powder. During the late 60s, I hunted with a DuPont technician who was at the time hand loading his 12-gauge pheasant shells with 800X. Shortly after it was introduced, DuPont began to receive some complaints to poor ignition with 800X. Laboratory tests revealed that with 12-gauge target shells loaded with an ounce or 1 1/8 ounces of shot, the problem did occur with some primers. DuPont now advises hand loaders to only use Winchester 209 or Remington 97 primers with 12-gauge target loads. This caution does not apply to any other gauge or to 12-gauge loads with 1 1/4 ounces or more of shot. One thing you need to take from this is primers have specific duties. Hang on, I gotta do something here. Right now, I know primers are really difficult to get a hold of. And we got a lot of guys that want to substitute. I get that. But don't use large rifle and large pistol. They're taller. They're way taller. They have specific duties. You can do certain things with primers, and I'm not going to get too deep into this. All you got to do is read up on primers. Understand primers have specific duties. They were designed for specific reasons, okay? So when 800X was introduced, DuPont stated that the powder was intended to be a lower cost propellant alternative to the established DuPont powders PB, SR 7625 and SR 4756. I can see where this is more affordable, just like Unique. Unique's always been affordable. Unique was called Unique because here's why Unique is called Unique. It's very unique in that it's probably more versatile than any other powder in what you can shoot it in. And it's versatile in shotgun and handgun. It's versatile in small bore, big bore handgun. It's versatile in the way that in most calibers, you can run super low velocities, low pressure, and super high pressure. No, not super high, but it has a wide range versus other powders. It's very unique in the way that it's very shelf stable. It's also unique in the way that it's low density, very high, so you really fill the case so you don't get powder migration. And it's very unique in the way it was affordable. It was a unique powder. That was the whole design by Unique. And now we start coming up with better powders over time. Okay. I'm not going to read all this. You got to get this book, Propellant Profiles. Okay. So now I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. This should be kind of fun. I'm going to ask you a question, but I don't know the question I'm going to ask you. I don't. Okay. I'm going to find something in this book. What is a tail gun? Can someone tell me what a tail gun is? Tacos and French fries in the house. What's a tail gun? Oh, Chico Wise got it. It's simply that. It is a, oh, I lost my position here. Man, he's fast. Okay, now, he says a rear-mounted aircraft gun. Yes, it is, but in more of a defined sense, it's a flexibly mounted gun in the tail of an aircraft. So it wouldn't be mounted on, it would be mounted in, and it's flexible. Kind of has to be, right? So a tail gun is a flexibly mounted gun in the tail of an aircraft. But I give awesomeness to Chico. What's a single action? What's a single action? A single action. Does someone know what a single action is? Single action revolver? What is it? All right, I'm going to tell you. A single action revolver. It is an action that requires the gun to be manually cocked. Now, let's compare that to a double action. Some people say a double action is a double action because you can cock it and fire it, or you can just pull the trigger to fire it. That is not right. That is not right. Yes, it does work that way, but that's not why it's called a double action. A double action, that type of firing action whereby a single squeeze of the trigger both cocks and fires the weapon. Okay, Randall's saying a revolver, he's right. Said differently, he's right. But when you're in a gun store, you'll hear people say, you'll hear the guy behind the counter say, this is a double action because you can cock it and pull the trigger, or you can pull the trigger. That's not right. A double action is called a double action because the trigger can perform two functions. The trigger can cock it and it can fire it. It has a double action, has nothing to do with what you do with your thumb. Double action has to do with everything that the trigger is able to do. So those are your differences between a single action and a double action. And guys, okay, Curtis Long, trigger, cocks, and releases the hammer. He got it right. Double action is a double action because the trigger performs two functions. Double. Guys and gals, that's the end of this live stream. So I'm going to go in and watch a BSU play. And I got chocolate cream pie. And I got my beautiful wife. So I'm going to go in and relax. I hope this was a good live stream. Look forward to more on the 700X with my 45 auto. And over time, I'll be kind of playing around with it with different pistol calibers and definitely 30-30. So this is what we're going to do. I want everyone to type this. Are you a semi-auto pistol person, or are you more of a revolver person? Go down in the comments and let me know. I'll call you out. Okay? Thanks, Chico. You know what, man? I don't get on the computer enough, but I don't get to see you enough. So, dude, we should do a live stream together. That would be so cool. Okay, so Walter Bunning, he's a revolver guy. Yeah, he is. He is. But he masters both. I know he does. Rep Tyree. Oh, he's in for the 45 off ACP loads. Well, what you got to do is get you a little pound of this and start working some loads up, because I'm going to do a live stream and you'll understand everything I'm saying. I'm really ramped up for it. Curtis Long says both. Man after my own heart. Chico Wise, semi-auto. Marty Mac, 63, semi-auto. Randall Carr. You're welcome. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you a whole bunch. And I just lost all my comments. Reb Tyree likes both. Saris Cons, semi-auto. Milton Silical. Milton Siliker. He's half and half. I'm kind of with him on that. Russell, semi-auto. Johnny Mac. I like my autos, but love my revolvers. Oh man, I can totally relate to that. Harold Farmer, both. Alaska one, Andy. Semi and revolver. I'm with him. Critter 9A, semi and revolver. Single action though. MSB 9021. He's a semi-auto dude. Kevin, both, but I seem to get more excited to shoot a revolver. Oh man, that's the truth right there. AR gun 1776, revolver, single action 2. Randall Carr, revolver. Miss Highway, don't make me choose. Oh, that's the truth. She's like, don't you make me choose. Give me both. But still love Ruger Super Blackhawks. Oh, absolutely. Who doesn't? Sasquatch, 7 foot, the revolver. For a revolver guy, I sure am buying a lot of semi. Yeah, boy, I get that. Very good, very good. Well, I like them both. I have way more revolvers than I do semi-autos, but as of late, I've been shooting more semi-autos, and I see some more semi-autos in my future. So I can see those catching up or maybe surpassing my revolvers, most definitely. You know, I actually like a rifle more. If I could only have one firearm, a handgun or a rifle, I would take a rifle, because rifle is king. But I don't have a lot of rifles because optics are a killer. Optics stops it for me, you know. So, and we have, it depends on where you can shoot. If you don't have a place you can shoot a rifle, that limits you. I totally get that. But I am glad I live in a country where I can have all three. That's a whole other subject. So I want to say before we end, the loader dude, stop. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. And oh, by the way, only for those who are watching, if you want to know what some upcoming live streams over the next month is going to be about, okay, okay, hang on. Oh goodness. Big box of bullets. We got some live streams coming up, boys. So keep your powder dry all along. I'm going to make the announcements. They're going to be like Fridays and Saturday nights, the best I can do it. But we got some, you know, high-tech coated bullets in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is just going to kill Ed. Trust me, it's going to kill Ed when he sees these. So I'm going to have a little, watch my channel over the next, probably tomorrow. You're going to see like a 30-second video come out. And Andy, 79, Z28, is going to die laughing. But he's also going to be like, no way, no way. And so you just got to follow it. But guys, I got a bunch of bullets in here, okay? And I got some good live streams. I'm not going to tell you what they are right yet, but you'll see them. So Oh, I would love to have a Wilson. Absolutely, Kevin. No, they're not Acura. Yeah, I don't even know how to reload. That's what's so funny. No, it's not Missouri Bullets. It's not. It's not. It's not. Starts with an S. An S. No, not S and S. Nope. Huh. Hmm. You can tell by the bullet package. No. So this guy, not Sierra, this guy has an awful lot in stock. Oh boy. Okay. This guy has like the freaking best prices. I'm going to tell you who it is. Go compare his prices. Summit City Bullets. If you go to the forum, I put a sub forum for him. He is like the nicest person. He's a shooter. These are his bullets, and he's got great prices, and he doesn't have any outages. I do not know how he keeps them in stock. Summit City Bullets. Look forward to the announcement of the live streams, because we're going to be working with these bullets and different. I'm not sure what calibers and weights are in here, but I have an idea. So he's been very generous as to send these to me, and we're going to light it up. There you go. Miss Highboy said it. Oh, yeah, check him out. I was like, I told my wife, those are crazy low prices. So go check him out. He's a nice guy. Tell him 76 Highboy sent you. Do that because right now he's not hasn't been around long, so people don't know about him. And so he's got a lot of inventory. He's ready to move it. He just needs to get the word out. And if you would do this, if you look at his bullets and you look at his prices, if you like it, would you share it with someone that's looking to buy some bullets and support this dude? He's a good guy. I told you, great prices. So now you got a really good powder. You got more rounds out of this. You got some really good bullets, and you have some pretty good choices too. So check him out. He's just a little guy, right? You treat you right, okay? Here we go. I'm going to go watch a football game, guys and gals. That's the end of this video. God bless. We will see you pretty quick. Okay, I'm out.